Max Verstappen has gained significant popularity and experience since making his F1 debut in 2015. He is in his sixth Formula One season and fifth with Red Bull Racing this year. The Austrian team has made every effort to provide him with a vehicle that can truly contend with Mercedes and other teams. How Max Verstappen won the last championship is one of the most trending topics in Formula One history. So in today's video, we are going to discuss the shocking thoughts of F1 legends on Max Verstappen, his career so far, and his future. Stay tuned till the end of the video to find out. Mario Andretti, an F1 legend, has his thoughts about Max Verstappen. The American race car driver Mario Gabriel Andretti is one of the most successful Americans in the history of racing. He is one of just two drivers to have triumphed in the World Sports Car Championship, NASCAR, Formula One, and IndyCar. In sprint and midget car racing, he has also achieved victories. Andretti won the 1978 Formula One World Championship, 4 IndyCar championships, and IROC VI throughout his career. He continues to be the only driver in history to have triumphed in the Indianapolis 500 1969, Daytona 500 1967, and the Formula One World Championship. He is also, together with Juan Pablo Montoya, the only driver to have won a race in the NASCAR Cup Series, Formula One, and an Indianapolis 500. The 1978 Dutch Grand Prix victory by Andretti will serve as the final American driver's Formula One victory as of 2021. On important tracks, Andretti earned 109 career victories. Even though Mario Andretti is now 81 years old, he still enjoys watching Formula One. The legendary driver of motorsport claims to have enjoyed last season's title race between Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen. He said, "Let's be honest, Verstappen is always there, and he will be there until the end." When asked who his favourite was for the title before the end of last season, he responds, "I'd like to see it be Max because he's not a champion yet. From a fan's point of view, you'd like to see someone new become champion." He continued, "When Max came to Formula One, he showed some very special things right from the start, like that wet race in Brazil. He has always shown things like that. He's a force to be reckoned with no matter where you go. That's the quality of a champion, no matter how you look at it." Another F1 legend, Alain Prost, gave his thought about Max Verstappen. Alain Marie Pascal Prost is a retired French race car driver and owner of a Formula One team. Prost, a 4-time Formula One drivers' champion, held the record for the most Grand Prix wins from 1987 to 2001. Prost won the motorsport division of the 1999 World Sports Award of the Century. At the age of 14, Prost discovered karting while on a family vacation. Before joining the McLaren Formula One team in 1980, at the age of 24, he advanced through the junior divisions of motorsport, winning the French and European Formula 3 championships. At the San Martin Autodrome in Buenos Aires, Argentina, where he won his first podium a year later, he finished in the points on his Formula One debut. A year later, while competing for the factory Renault team in his home Grand Prix in France, he won his maiden race. When asked to compare Max Verstappen to other F1 legends, Prost said, "It is difficult to compare. I prefer not to compare different generations. But what he performs personally and with the team is exceptionally good. It will be even more competitive this year. The good thing for him is that he is the first driver. Max is number 1 on the team. That is less clear with Ferrari. I think he definitely has a chance." A Formula One driver of Verstappen's level has undoubtedly created an enormous impact. The Dutch great has won stunning races and is exactly what Formula One needs. Verstappen will be extremely driven to achieve, and he will undoubtedly want to challenge for more titles, according to Alain Prost. The Frenchman thinks that the Dutchman and Formula One will benefit greatly from this type of motivation. In discussing his forecasts, he acknowledged that 2020 was an exciting year. This can only be good news for Formula One fans as the big 3 teams compete while the midfield battle tries to get closer. Max Verstappen's talent has been discussed alongside that of some of the greatest names in the history of the sport by British F1 stars Damon and Martin Brundle. After the Dutchman's thrilling 2021 world title victory, fans have been left wondering what's next and whether he can establish a legacy over the next years that can compete with those of his heroes. He completed his training with Toro Rosso before being swiftly promoted to the full-blooded Red Bull team, where he won a surprising victory on his debut in Spain. The Dutchman faced Lewis Hamilton, who was already widely regarded as the best driver of all time, in his first intense title contest last year. Verstappen also had tremendous fortitude to survive a trying season that was fraught with controversy and tension between him and the 7-time world champion. In Abu Dhabi, he accomplished a dramatic last lap pass to win his first championship at the age of 24. Former racing driver from England and 1996 Formula One world champion Damon is a British national. He is Graham Hill's son and one of only 2 Formula One world champion fathers whose sons have also won the championship. After some modern success, he transitioned from motorbike racing to single-seater racing cars in 1981 when he first began competing. While Martin Brundle is a former Formula One driver who worked as a commentator for ITV Sport from 1997 to 2008, the BBC from 2009 to 2011, and Sky Sports since 2012, Brundle finished second to Ayrton Senna in the 1983 British Formula 3 Championship. Brundle won the 1988 24 Hours of Daytona and 1990 24 Hours of Le Mans for Jaguar cars, as well as the 1988 World Sports Car Championship with Silk Cut Jaguar. According to Hill, "When I think of Max, I think of Michael Schumacher and Ayrton Senna in terms of his style, commitment, and self-belief. He has captured the awe of us racing drivers because we know when we're watching that it is something extraordinarily special." According to Brundle, Max has some of the best car control I've ever seen in Formula One. I wonder whether we have to go back to Gilles Villeneuve for that kind of car control. It goes without saying that being compared to such a trio, even in terms of characteristics, demonstrates Verstappen's impact on the sport while still in his early 20s. Schumacher still has 7 world titles to Hamilton's 7 and was only recently passed by the Brit in terms of race wins. To have the same style and self-belief as Senna is a high compliment, as he is one of the sport's most iconic names and could have achieved even more if not for his untimely death in 1994. The Dutchman will be eager to dispel the notion that his dramatic victory in December was solely due to ousted race director Michael Massey, and more success at the expense of the Mercedes man will only boost his reputation. Verstappen rose to F1 under Marco's watchful tutelage. The former Austrian race car driver is an advisor to the Red Bull team and has been at the helm of the team's world-class junior program, of which Verstappen is a product. While in conversation during an interview with Auto Review, Marco claimed Verstappen has the same ruthlessness as Senna and Schumacher. He said, "It's impossible to compare because they're different periods, but what they all have is a complete focus. You could also call it ruthlessness. There is nothing else but I want to win and I'll do anything for it." The 78-year-old went on to add, saying, "And they grow beyond possibilities that don't normally exist. That reminds me of Max's qualifying lap in Jeddah. Even if it didn't work out then, you could see that he drove the car so over the limit, that was visible. And in the races, Hamilton should already know that you can't leave the smallest gap open at Verstappen. He's already stabbing you before the other person sees him in the rearview mirror. This incredible willpower with the necessary talent makes all the difference." Marco has heaped praise on Verstappen, Red Bull's first world champion since Sebastian Vettel won 4 in a row between 2010 and 2013. Verstappen, according to the senior Austrian, is a stronger driver than Vettel. Do you think Max Verstappen is the future of F1? Please let us know your thoughts in the comment section below, and if you haven't done so already, make sure to subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss any of our incredible videos. Keep an eye out for the next video. Bye for now.